Hey guys, welcome back to another video on solo leveling Arise Black Thunder here. So this will be the ultimate artifacts guide. Like I'll give you all the info there is to artifacts, like how to build them, what stats you have to look for, because the substats and the main stats are the most important thing. The more stat you give to a hunter which they scale off, like suppose Vetcha scales of defense, so the higher the defense you give her, the more damage she'll deal in POD for better scores or guild boss and even workshop. Similarly is for HW, and just replace the defense scaling with attack scaling. So I'll tell you every piece, like you can see 8 pieces are there for the artifacts. Like 4 on the right are the accessories and 4 on the left are the artifacts. So first let's see helmet. Like you can see my HW helmet. The main stat is the additional attack, and for the substat there is attack percentage. So here these are all the main stats that you can choose. I'll say, or I'll prefer the additional ones. Like for the attack scaling you need additional attack or attack percentage, for defense one defense or defense percentage, similarly for HP. And these are all the substats you can get among the all four. Like best ones are damage increase, defense penetration, crit, and the same percentage stat that they scale off, like attack, defense, or HP. So for HW helmet, the main stat will be additional attack, and among the four substat, there should be attack percentage at all costs to increase his attack. That will increase his like damage dealt and help you get better scores or deal more damage. So here I'll just select that I want a certain piece in the filter, and you can see my HW helmet. Like try to get your rolls as much as attack percentage as possible, like +2 or 3, that will be really good. And other than attack percentage, the good substats are like crit, defense penetration, damage increase. Like HW is the attack scaling. Now see the defense scaling. Like there is Vetcha. So what you have to do is just select the main stat as additional defense, and for the substat, like one should be defense percentage at all costs to increase her defense. And you can see here, and other three again crit, damage increase, and defense penetration. That's the perfect piece. And similarly for Sioran, she's HP scaling. So what you need is like additional HP and HP percentage, though I don't have any. So what I did was I have the opposite, like main stat as HP percentage and the substat as additional HP. Like you can see Malin is also HP scaling and additional HP as main stat, and for the substat you at least need that HP percentage. That's a good piece. Since I didn't have any piece for desire with main as flat and substat as percentage, so I made the opposite one, you can see here. Now we are done with the helmet, so now let's see the armor piece or the chest piece. So it is different to that of like helmet. You can only choose two substats, that is additional defense and defense percentage. You cannot choose like HP or attack. Like for example, we are making a chest piece for HW. So for the main stat you need additional defense, and for substat you need to choose both the attack and attack percentage. That will help him increase his attack even more. And you can like choose that you want both of them. So you can see here my chest pieces have both of them. And for the other two substats, the best will be like crit rate, defense penetration, and damage increase. Though getting all four of them in a single piece is super rare, so that is also kind of a handicap. Now, similarly, we are making one for Vetcha, but additional defense is already there, so you cannot choose it in substat. So you need defense percentage and like crit rate, damage increase, and defense penetration, just like SJW. And now comes the HP scaling one, like Blessing for Malin or Wish or Greed for Sioran. So similarly, you need both additional HP and HP percentage in the substats, along with crit, defense penetration, and damage increase. Now gloves are just like armor piece, but the main stats are additional attack and attack percentage at all times. So for SJW, you need additional attack as main stat and attack percentage, and try to get as much as advancements on the attack percentage for a higher attack. Now since we need Cha, so we will select both the defense and defense percentage, and you can see the rolls are there, so it is a good piece. Now comes HP scaling one. So similarly like Sioran or Malin, you need to select additional attack as the main stat, and for the substat you need both HP and HP percentage. That will be good if you manage to get rolls on them, like greed and desire for the breakers, or wish or blessing for the supports. Now come the boots. So they have also different kind of main stat that you can select, these are the ones. Like if you are making for HW, so you can choose crit hit damage or defense penetration, both are good. Like if he has high crit, so you can choose defense penetration, and both attack should be there, attack and attack percentage. So this will be a good piece. And for the other substats, like I said, defense penetration or damage increase goes without saying. Like you can also make defense penetration if you have that, because crit and crit damage can be increased by the course, that's no issue. Now if your Vetcha has high crit, so you can make a defense percentage boost, you can see here. And for the substat, you'll need like crit damage and additional defense. And similarly for breakers like Sioran, you can go with HP percentage as the main stat and additional HP, crit hit damage, defense penetration or damage increase as the substats. Mainly you need to look for is the same stat that your hunter is scaling off, like HP, attack or defense. Because your first priority should be to get the maximum crit hit damage and the stat that they scale off, and second priority should be the high defense penetration and damage increase. So now let's see necklaces. They're also like gloves and helmet, but the main stat you can only choose is from additional HP and HP percentage. So suppose we are making for HW, so select additional HP for the maximum CP, and both attacks should be there. So that will really ideal for any attack based hunter or HW. And for the other stats, you can choose crit damage, defense penetration, and damage increase. And if you are like making it for Cha, so main stat as additional HP, and both defense should be there in that. And for the other two substats, like I said, defense penetration and damage increase or crit damage. And for any breaker like Sioran, so since we are selecting additional HP as the main, so we cannot select it in the substats. So we will select HP percentage and try to get good advancements on that, like +2 or 3. So that will be really good piece. Now let's see bracelet, because bracelets are unique in their main stats. There are all the elements, so whichever hunter you have of whosoever element, you have to make that. Like similarly HW, so you need both attack in that bracelet. So let me just filter that out so I can show you. So like HW bracelets, you need one of every element. Mainly I have made of like expert, they're really good. So attack and attack percentage goes without saying. And for the other two substats, you can go with crit hit damage or defense penetration or damage increase. Like you should have one of every element in worst case scenario, like fire, dark, light, water, wind. Because there might be DPS too, like Mira is there, Kana is there, so they also need that bracelet. Now let's take Vetcha. So you need both defense and defense percentage, and it should be Obsidian or Infamy, because those are the best artifacts for her. Similarly, Thomas, like just swap the rings of Thomas to Vetcha or vice versa. And if we are making HP one for Siorin or Melin, so you need both HP and HP percentage and the required element that they are, like water or trash Kari. So she's light and both HP are there, you can see. So now let's see the ring. Like ring is just like helmet. You can choose whatever stat you want, like HP defense or attack. So if you are making for HW, obviously we'll choose additional attack and at least attack percentage in the substat along with defense penetration, damage increase or crit damage, and try to get +2 or 3. So it will help him increase his attack. Like getting +4 is so rare in my account, which is almost day one. I only have +4 two artifacts. One is on Cha, a defense one, and one is HW Wind Ring. You must have seen that. So for Wet Cha, additional defense and defense percentage, and try to get as much advancements on defense percentage as possible to increase her defense. Similarly, like Sioran, so you need additional HP as the main stat and HP percentage for the substat, and try to get good advancements on the HP so she can increase her HP and deal even more damage. So there you go, like greed or desire for the breakers and wish or blessing for the support hunters, because they also mainly scale off HP. Now finally the earrings. So earring only has one stat, that is additional MP. You cannot change that, so you can see only additional MP is there. We cannot change it. For HW you need both attacks, and for the other two substats like defense penetration and damage increase. So here you can see +3 rolls on attack, so it is a really good piece. And for Vetcha or any other defense scaling, so you need both of the defense stats, and just filter them out and you can see all the pieces that there are. and try to get good advancements on the defense. But you must have seen like getting good RNG is really hard. Like my Ring of Cha is mainly on attack. You can see +3 on attack, so it is a bad piece, but I'm just going with it because even with that, my Cha has like 43k defense, full infamy. And for the HP ones, you need both additional HP and HP percentage, like Greed or Desire. And for supports, you need Blessing or Wish set. This will also help you to understand what artifacts you are crafting, like in the artifact crafting. Suppose we are building like a curse piece and we want a chest piece. Like you can also decide what you want, like infamy, curse. You already know about that. But since like we are making suppose chest piece, so we need additional defense, and then for the substats you need additional attack and attack percentage. So that will be ensured, and if you are lucky enough, so you can get defense penetration and damage increase. Like I'll suggest making a pieces like gloves is there because you can ensure attack, like additional attack as the main stat and attack percentage, and then you can go with like damage increase or defense penetration. So you are kind of ensuring three stats. So helmet will be a good choice, gloves and the ring because you can choose three stats in that according to your wish. Like here you can choose crit hit damage and both the attacks, but the other two substats might be trash like damage reduction or any other which you don't need. So helmet will be good choice and gloves and ring because you can choose additional defense, additional attack, additional HP as the main stat, and the same percentage one as the substat. And also you can choose damage increase and defense penetration as the third. So you are ensuring three substats, kind of, or the three stats which you need. So here you can see my SJW artifacts, and he's currently like 53k something attack, and you can see it's not full strength. Like try to maintain 30% defense penetration and 30% damage increase. I know it's really hard. I have seen only few SJWs have that much defense penetration and damage increase. It's a really nice build and rare build. So you can see I'm almost like 59k 60k attack. Let me just change this piece. I just realized it was the wrong one. This is the right one. So I gained like 200 CP2 and 58k attack. So there you go. Like earlier, there used to be event where you used to re-roll the substats for some chips. So this was the perfect piece that I managed to get. Like I have only two or three pieces that have all the four substats you need. So you can see here, one is with Alicia too. So maybe I'll just go in the artifact modification where you can like re-roll the advancements for the tickets, and then we'll see. Like I'll just speed up the process so you won't get bored. But at the end, like I didn't manage to get +3 on the attack which I needed. Like mainly I was getting on the defense penetration or crit. So maybe I'll see in the future if I manage to get a good RNG. Like sometimes this trick works when I tap on the attack percentage or any other stat that I want. I managed to get it. Like the +4 also were the ones which I like tapped every time. +5 then tapped, +10 then tapped. But here I didn't even manage to get +2 a single time. So like I said, even if you have the perfect artifacts, the RNG also plays a big role. Now let me show you Cha. Since HW was all main stats were additional attack and substats was attack percentage. Similarly for Cha, the main stats are defense, additional defense, and for the substat you need crit and defense percentage, that is most important, and damage increase and defense penetration. Like I know some pieces might not be perfect, but still I have 40k plus defense, so that is good enough. And you can see those boots +4. Like the re-rolling artifact was much better than the modification one in my opinion, and these are the stats you can see. If I give her both the damage increase code, so she goes about like 26% 28% damage increase, that is good enough. Like generally I use 4-piece infamy and 4-piece obsidian. With that she has 30% damage increase, but for POD and guild boss I switched to 8-piece. Now this is my Siorin, 85k HP with full desire. Like I use desire in POD and guild boss, and for workshop I use generally 8-piece greed. Don't worry, I'll cover all the artifacts in the next video because this video has been long enough. So hope this guide helps you make better artifacts and more stronger hunters so you can deal massive damage in workshop, POD, BOT and guild boss, any other modes. So this is it for the video. If you are new to the channel, do hit that like, subscribe and share, and hit that notification bell. We are very close to 1000 subs, and I'll see you next time. Till then, take care.